Hello, everybody, to a new Boca in English podcast here with Rodrigo Azurmendi. How are you, Rodrigo? How's everybody doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Just looking forward to doing this show. Obviously, it's been a little bit of a break from Boca, but there's plenty to talk about. We had been telling people that we would do a show with just kind of like fielding questions and stuff like that, and we thought it was the perfect timing. So just looking forward to doing this, and looking forward to just getting back to watching Boca next weekend. So it's a good time.
Yeah, 100%. So we are recorded today is August 4th, Monday. Obviously, no game this past weekend for us. There was some competition in the Argentinian Cup. We already are not playing that. So just a little reminder for everybody, about what's happening. Boca is right now in 13th position out of 15 in Group A of the Clausura, meaning we had 2 points. So we haven't won, we tied twice, we lost one. Looks terrible, sounds terrible. It is terrible. But if you want to see the glass half full, let's say that we beat Racing on Saturday 2-0, we're in third position.
Yeah.
So that's how tight this league is. With that being said, next game Boca plays at home against Racing Club on Saturday, August 8th at 3:30 p.m. Argentina time. So 2:30 p.m. my Miami time, and I don't know what time it is for you.
Yeah, I'll be 3 hours. So 11:30 here or something like that.
So 11:30 in the Californias. But with that being said, that's all we're gonna say about the games. There's nothing to talk about. We want to talk about maybe a little bit more about the players, who's in, who's out, who's injured, who's not injured, some offers, and then we would like to to answer all the questions that you guys send us through Twitter, just to make a different kind of episode, so we don't get too analytical. Just make it fun. It's been 11 games without us winning, so we need to smile a
Been a
little bit,
while.
right? When
I don't know.
Things don't go well, you look into the past,
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if you saw that the last time Boca won, Pope Francis was alive. So
Yeah, I saw that meme.
yeah, so
That's
it's been a
terrible.
while. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I think it was like April. If you look at it, it's been 4, maybe 5 months. Absolutely terrible. I mean, obviously, you can be like, all right, time is weird because you have things in the middle, vacations, whatnot. But it still again, Pope Francis was with us. So that's crazy. When I saw that tweet or that meme, I was like, holy shit. But yeah, so we played Saturday. We played against Racing. Racing's not doing well either. 1 win, 2 losses. We play at home, so we had to come out and win. There's no other option. They came out 2 weeks ago saying how these 2 weeks are going to be recovery time, get players back, and like change the mindset. We'll see. At this point, Rodrigo, we just have to sit down and wait. There's nothing we can do because they keep telling us one thing and then another thing happens. We don't know what the news are. Everything is very confused, very colluded, very toxic.
Yeah.
But the only thing that we have that today, actually saw today, Ayrton Costa is back.
Yeah.
And it looks like Palacios is back as well. What's your thought on that?
I'm happy that Ayrton Costa is back, especially because I didn't dislike Pellegrino, but I think that Ayrton Costa, not only he was playing really well, and he even did during the Club World Cup before he got injured, but I think he can offer the team something in just kind of like, just bringing the ball forward a little bit, as opposed to Pellegrino, who's just a little more limited there. And right now we can use all the help we can get in just trying to generate and just kind of like getting the ball forward cleanly, especially to Paredes. And obviously, Di Lolo can do it, Pellegrino can do it, Figal has been injured. So at least with Costa, we'll have one player that can give a clean ball to Paredes, and hopefully from there we can start building.
Yeah, perfect. Then it looks like Figal and Herrera are still out. I don't really care about them too.
Yeah, I don't miss them at all.
There's some offers for Zenon and Ceballos. Apparently, I read about a Greek team for Zenon that was offering like around like 7 or 8 million for 80% of the pass.
Yeah.
I did not read about Ceballos.
Apparently Vélez made an offer for like 50% of his for like 3.5 million. I'm always just kind of doubt, like just kind of take these with a grain of salt because usually Vélez is always broke. Like they don't have a lot of money, and I mean they have a great academy and they sell a lot of players, but they always seem to be in debt. So like but it doesn't happen very often that Vélez will buy a player from Boca. If anything, it'll be the other way around. But it sounds like they have, Guillermo Barros Esqueloto. He would knows Ceballos, so there's rumors of an offer, but like apparently they have both been rejected and they're kind of waiting. There's also like some interest from Elche in Spain for Ceballos. There's no number for like an offer, but apparently there's some interest in some of those players. Clearly, they're both bench players for Russo right now. So we'll see. It doesn't look like they're on their way out, but if the offers improve a little bit, they could be players heading out.
Will you sell them?
Ceballos, yes. Zenon, I have this weird thing with Zenon, man, because like I acknowledge that he hasn't been playing well, but like I just see all these kind of players in the same position, and you can have like Braida and Martegani and Palacios and Velasco and all those guys. And out of all of these guys, the only one that I have seen with my own eyes have good games with the Boca jersey is Zenon. And I know it's like more bad games than good games, but at least I've seen him play well. I've seen him play well in like some bigger games, like some Super Clásicos, some like Copa Sudamericana. Like he's very uneven, but like he has had. I've seen the proof of concept. I haven't seen Velasco play a good game. I haven't seen Palacios play a spectacular game with Boca, and so like just I feel like there's more. There's some untapped potential, but obviously if Russo's not gonna play him, then I don't know. Maybe they can sell him, but like it feels a little low, especially because like Boca rejected like a big offer after his first semester with the club with something like 18 million bucks from a German team, and both Boca and Zenon rejected it. So now to sell him for 7 feels a little light, but again, he's currently a bench.
I do agree with you when it comes to Ceballos, gotta go, and Zenon. I feel like to add to your analysis of Zenon, I feel like even though he haven't showed it to us with Boca, he's a player that can hit nice free kicks, nice corner kicks. If you look at our roster, we don't have that much variety when it comes to a lefty taking nice crosses. I mean, you can have Blanco maybe, but he's not that great. I'm talking about lefties, right?
Yeah.
And then everything else is right. You have Paredes, Velasco from the left. We only have Zenon. And in Union, he showed that he can score some free kicks. He haven't done any with Boca, but yeah, to add all that, if Russo can recover him, he's a good lefty. He's young. I would not sell him right away. I would give him like another shot in the next few months. And Ceballos, I think that he needs a change of sceneries. It sucks. 100%. We all love him. Like we always love his personality. He was a prodigy, or like a soon to be like next big thing for Boca. Unfortunately he got injured a lot, not because of him, just because people kicked the shit out of him. He got injured, and that's just bad luck. So with that being said, we wish him the best if he leaves, and we wish him the best if he stays. Right?
Yeah.
Then our talks with Rojo, Lema, and Saracchi. The talk is like they're gonna be, I guess, relegated from the locker room.
Yeah.
Russo doesn't want him. Rojo mainly, Lema and Saracchi on mixed with the group. So they're trying to find like a buyout for them. I'm torn with the decision. I obviously think it's best for us, the fans, that we don't want to see Rojo anymore and Lema and Saracchi. I'm not really sure if this is the best action for the club, for the group, like the group as a team. And I'll give you my thought. It's like Russo has to protect the players, right? He's like the father of the team.
Yeah.
And I feel like Russo is just doing whatever they're telling him upstairs. And I feel like he's taking too much. The players are not going to like the way he's treating these 2-3 players because they're going to look at him and say, all right, I could be next. And I think that Russo has to protect the players first, not protect, the board, put it that way. So, I don't know how to feel about the situation, but Russo decided to do that, so we're going to support him. But it's a weird situation.
Yeah, no, for sure. And honestly, like, we don't even know if Russo is gonna stay past the Racing game. So, but I do. The main difference is that Marcos Rojo and Christian Lema, their contracts run out at the end of the year. So, like, it's August 4th. They have like 3-4 months tops. Obviously, Russo doesn't want them training with the team. I want them gone. So honestly, if they offer to just like basically not just give up their salary for the rest of the year, I would let them go. So because I just think that, Lema, like, it's just a lost cause, and then Rojo, like, we've seen enough. And honestly, like, just like, even for him, just if he wants to go, like, just get a buyout and go back to Estudiantes, whatever, man, just go be happy somewhere else, like, whatever, like. And then Saracchi is different because he has like 2 more years left in his contract. So there's talks that like Saracchi wanted to, like, he offered to like get paid for one of those years. Boca said absolutely none. And then he offered to basically just like, okay, just like let me out of the contract. I won't take another dime. And Boca was like, no, because obviously Boca paid, like, I think it was 1.8 million a couple years ago. Honestly, I want him gone too. It's just like, if it's for free, basically, like, I'm signing the check. Just get the hell out. But like, especially because he's a foreign player, so he takes up one of those places. Not that we need to, like, I don't think we're gonna sign anyone else right now, but I just, maybe like knowing that in December we're gonna have at least 2 of those spots, like, we can maybe like just start planning, for 2026, something that doesn't happen a lot in Boca, but like we can start looking at some foreign players that we can like maybe sign quickly in December and that they can be ready for January. So, and again, like, Saracchi is not it. He's not gonna work. I didn't like it when we signed them. He came completely out of left field. No one knew, and just one day they announced it. So we have Blanco. We have some other options in the position. Fabra is gonna be at the end of the year as well. So I would be totally fine. I don't think we're gonna get a good offer for him. We're not gonna be able to make up the money. So like, whatever, man. If he accepts to just like not get another dime from Boca, I'm cool with that. We shake hands. Good luck on your next stop.
Yeah, the thing I nowadays is players, they just want the money. They don't care if they play or not. I feel like most of Boca players, at least half of them, are still in Boca for 2 reasons. Because Boca is one of the few teams that actually pay them every month.
Yeah.
And number 2, they pay them well. So they rather stay, not play, just show up to work, train a little bit for a few hours, pretend that they're players, collect a paycheck, and go. Because they know they go to Independiente, San Lorenzo, or Vélez, they might not get paid. And it's not us being petty, it's just what we see all the time. Players coming out
reality.
And it's reality. So these players know that Boca is the only team that pays them every first of the month. So that's tough. But with that being said, enough with these players.
Let's get to the fun stuff.
Yeah, enough with all the sadness that we got in the last few months. So we're gonna start answering some questions you guys sent. I know, Rod, if you wanna, name the guy that sent the girl, whatever.
I'll do that.
Send it. Dale.
And I'll read the question, and then you can answer first, and then I can answer after you. This person, it's KVIGLM. I don't know what it stands for. He or she, they ask, so what was your first Boca memory and the first match you attended? It looks like it's a guy. So first Boca memory and first match you attended, ideally at La Bombonera or anywhere.
So this is tough for me. Because I do not remember my first Boca game. I do not remember at all. I do remember a solid memory of my first away game, which was in 1997. I was 6 years old. I went to watch Boca Vélez in Vélez Stadium. Yeah, I remember that back in the day when you could watch the reserves before the first team,
Yeah.
that that Boca played against Vélez. We lost 3-0 in the reserves, and Barijo got a red card. Back in the day, yeah, back in the day, a player on the reserves could go up and play in the first team. Like even after he played like 90 minutes, he could actually
Oh
sit on
yeah,
the bench
there's no rules
and
against
play.
them.
So I remember that in the warm-ups, Palermo got injured, and Barijo was supposed to replace him, but he got a red card
Yeah.
an hour before. So back in the day, the rule was if you get a red card in the game before, you couldn't play for the first team. And I
Yeah.
had no clue who played on top. But I do remember that we lost 3-0. And that was my first Boca away game. Um, my first game at La Bombonera, I had no clue. And it's weird because I remember going a ton when I was young, when I was 5, 6,
Can
7.
can you remind remind the audience how far away you lived from La Bombonera when you were little, when you were a kid?
So I
Just
was
give or
born,
take distance. Yeah.
yeah, so I was born in Aroe, which is
Okay.
the next town next to La Boca. And then my parents moved to Palermo, which I moved with them, obviously, because I was 5. Uh, and we were probably like 30 minutes. We would take the bus, the 152. That was right on my street, and it would take
Yeah.
us all the way to La Moneda. The fun thing about that is like the 152 started like the town before me, so you see how slowly the fan would get packed with Boca fans, right?
Yeah.
Like the closer to get to La Boca, which is probably like a 30 35 minute bus ride, which is nothing in a big city like Buenos Aires.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
yeah. Of
nothing.
course.
So I was probably like, I don't know, maybe 3 4 miles away from La Moneda.
Okay.
um so that was my memory going younger. I remember the first Boca game I went to Bombonera, and again, I started going to a stadium when I was 5 or 6, so it's been more than 30 years, almost 30 years. I got no clue. I gotta ask my dad if he
Okay,
remembers.
okay. I have another one then. How about your first game in another country? Like your first like Copa Libertadores or Sudamericana or Mercosur, whatever it was, like just like your first trip, like like overseas to watch Boca.
The
Do you
first
remember
trip
that?
overseas, I think it was it's 2003, the Boca Santos game. Yeah, I was at home when we won two
Yeah.
nothing. That I remember the home game. We won 2-0. Delgado scored 2 goals. It
Yeah.
was pouring raining in the pre warm-ups, like an hour before the game started, and it was freezing because back in the day the games were in July. The finals were in July,
Yeah.
and that was winter for us. I remember that game that I was freezing, and I left the game thinking, first, we're gonna go to Brazil and win it, and two, I didn't feel anything. Like the cold just went away like that. So yeah, probably that was the first game in Brazil. Then it took me a while to go back to an away game. The next one was in 2018 against Palmeiras. Um,
Wow.
the semifinal that we tied 2-2 over there. The fun part about that game is that we qualified and they kept us in the stadium 5 hours. Uh, but yeah, but since we won, we didn't care at
Doesn't
all.
matter. Yeah.
So I think I got home probably like at 5 or 6 a.m. That was pretty fun. Yeah.
Ah, that's
What
insane.
about you?
Okay, so for me it was a little different because like I like my dad is not like a soccer fan at all. So I was kind of made a Boca fan when I was little, but like I wasn't like kind of like really watching the game. So I don't have a lot of memories, but my first like clear memory because my uncle he'll be my um I mean, he used to be married to my mom's sister. So and then my cousins, his kids, they were Boca fans. So like what he would do on some like Sundays is he would take us to this like bowling alley where they would like show the games because this was back in the day when like they like you had to like pay extra to watch, like especially like a Super Clásico. It's like, you had to have like this like little box. It was like really like old technology back in the days. So like what you would do is usually you would go to a bar, you go to a bowling alley, somewhere to like, to watch the game. So he took us to the bowling alley, and like the game was Maradona's last game. So 1997,
Oh,
we played River. Um, Palermo scores. I think then Berti, I think, ties it for. No, sorry, Torresani scored for Boca. Then Berti ties it. Then Palermo scores a 2-1, and that's the day that Maradona retired. So that was my first
that's a
like,
great memory.
yeah, that was a very clear memory. And I remember from that point on, I started like just following. Like, remember my grandma would like buy like the newspaper with like the sports section and everything on Monday. It's like this thick. It's like a million. Like, had like the sports section and everything. So from that point on, I started watching, and then I started watching like the Argentinian like sports channels, and I followed it. I think Bambino Veira was the coach. That tournament, I think we finished second to River, because I remember that we beat them to get to first place, and like literally the next Friday we played Lanús and we lost, and from that point on we were behind River, like 2 points behind the whole way. Like every game the rest of the way, either we both won or we both tied, and like we just could never catch him again, and we finished second. So and then after that there's like one more tournament where like we didn't do well, and then the next one after that was Bianchi, and then we were off
Yeah.
to the races.
You know what? I just remember looking at your picture, your background. So if you look at the guy behind you, that you see the way I seen that your picture, the what is it, Popular Sur, right? So the guy's going like this. I
Yeah.
remember I was little when I was 8, the final against Palmeiras, the 2-2, the day that Pascual Arena scored the 2 goals.
2 goals.
We were, my dad and I were in the Popular back in the day, next to the Palmeiras fans. I remember that, but I don't remember much of the game. I just remember the Arena's second goal, that I felt that I was in like a special hell, right? Like the noise, I was 8. So I remember
Yeah.
that the noise was too high, that it was so dark. There was a lot of papelitos, a lot of like flyers going
Yeah.
around. And I that was my memory. I don't remember much of the game, not even seeing it. I just remember looking at this, being like, what the hell is this? What is happening? And that was the 2000 final. Um, I don't remember any other feelings about that game. I don't remember how I feeling after the game. It was like 2-2.
Yeah.
Then we went over there and we won. But I remember being like this in the stands, because that section is like this in the
Yeah.
third section, I guess you call it. And I remember looking at the stadium like halfway like this, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I remember much of the game. The only thing that I remember in my head is the second goal, the tie.
Yeah.
Um, those are good memories, good
Yeah.
young memories.
And then my first game at La Bombonera came like way late, because I moved in 2002. I moved to the US, and I was able to go back for the first time in 2013. And so
Damn.
I went first game of the tournament, Bianchi coming back. We played Quilmes, and
Wow, that
and it was
remember
an
that game.
insane game. Like, I did like,
Yeah.
if for the fans, I think like
Start
so
losing to
we
nothing.
huh? Yeah, we
We
start
started
losing
losing
to
to.
nothing. I think we score one, and then I think Orion stops a penalty. If I think it was Orion or Luchetti, like one of them. We stop a penalty, which would have put us down 3-1, and then we tie it 2-2, and then we win it 3-2. And like,
And
yeah,
I don't know if you're gonna get into this, but I remember Burdizo.
he scored two.
Uh, he goes
Guillermo
to
Burrizo, yeah,
one, yeah, Guillermo, like the brother of
yeah.
Nicolas. And the third one was like a volley out of nowhere. I don't know if you remember that. It was a volley, it was a corner kick, and it was
Yeah.
like a volley from like the top of the box. And I don't know if he put up per 90 or what, but I remember after the game, that's a great game to be at the stadium.
Oh,
But
it
I look
was
at it, it's like
it was
we're
insane.
back. Like Bianchi's back. Like if you have that first of a game, you're like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, no, it was
The
just
planets are aligned.
I'm looking here at the box score. So Matias Caruso gets sent off with like 15 minutes to go. So we were down one man on top of everything. So after Erviti like gets the first one back. Then Burdizo ties it. Oh, never mind. So we tie it. Caruso gets sent off on a penalty, and then Orion stops the penalty, which actually would have made it 3-2. And then Burdizo scores one more time to make it 3-2 for the final game. And like, even at this point, like I remember, like, because I went with my cousin, and my cousin's like, dude, Bianchi's back. We're so back. And even in all the craziness, I was like, nah, we're not back to this team fucking sucks. I mean, the game was unbelievable, but the end, lo and behold, that team was
really
goddamn
sucked.
awful.
That team really sucked.
That team was awful. So, but it
And
was just.
And with that terrible team, we made the quarterfinals of the Libertadores, and we lost in PKs.
I know.
Against Newell's.
Newell's, like an unbelievable Newell's team. Yeah. On like one of the longest like shootouts I remember. Like it went like a lot of players shot twice.
Yes.
Like Riquelme shot twice. I didn't remember missed the first one and then like made the second one, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just unbelievable. And then my first just really quick, my first international game, I went to also in 2018. I was in Barranquilla in Colombia when we played junior in the group stage with Pavon. Like we start down 1-0. I think it was a penalty. And then Pavon scores a free kick from kind of from the left wing. He shoots it to the first post, if I remember correctly.
I remember.
So that was my first international game for Boca, and then I went to Buenos Aires for the first leg of the final against River. So
Rio Janeiro in 2023.
And then we both were at Rio in 2023, yes. And then obviously we were in both of the Miami games for the Club World Cup. So
the only final that I didn't go to from since I was born, we went to 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
Then 3, 7, 12, 18, 23.
Yes.
So the only one that I didn't go because, I was here in the US and I was doing my visa and all that was 2012. Then I went to every single Copa Libertadores final.
Awesome, man.
And hopefully I can go to every single one until.
Yeah, man. Let's hope we make some more because I can't wait. I wanna make those memories. I wanna just be able to remember that. Along those lines, I think this guy also asked for like some like favorite random players, like just from that you remember, like any. They don't have. I mean, they don't have to be like stars, but just.
My number one always will be Pedro Yarley.
Okay.
He's my number one. I like I told you guys, every year I text him on Instagram.
I know, I've seen it. I've seen this
for his birthday. Yeah. For his birthday, he answers me every single time. Obrigado. I love him. He only played like 6 months, maybe 12 months.
Yeah,
and he was unreal. I love him. I love him since he started. I don't have his jersey. I wish I had his jersey. I think he's a very random guy. He just came, scored a few goals against River, played against Milan, won the World Cup, and then he left. That was it. He scored 1 goal, I remember, against San Lorenzo when we came back from beating AC Milan. And I think that game that we won against San Lorenzo put us on the race to win the Apertura from 2003.
Yeah.
So that's when we got like the trifecta, the Copa Libertadores, the Apertura, and the Club World Cup. But for me, Yarley was always unreal. I love him.
That's pretty awesome. And I was just trying to think of some players. There were some guys from the Basile teams like Flaco Villos. Insua was really good. So I mean, he's not a like a random player, but like just one guy. And obviously this is a club legend like Hugo Ibarra. Like just absolutely love him, man. Like just it was such a joy. He was a number 10 playing at right back, man. He was unbelievable. The goals that he would score. He was also like had this like just dramatic timing, man. He would score big, beautiful goals and like really important super clásicos and just like I mean he was just some I love them and I
recommend Google on YouTube. Somebody said that Hugo Ibarra has only golazos for Boca.
He has the best highlight reel because it's all golazos. Yeah,
it's all golazos. There's no one shitty goal. And also remember that I don't remember if he ever had a bad game. He was a very always solid 6, 8, or 10 player. Like always good. I don't even remember. We never had like Ibarra's playing moment or like We lost because of
I
Ibarra.
think he's
He was
like
always solid.
yeah, the very end, like maybe his last tournament with Boca was, I remember like, okay, dude, you're about done. But like just only then. I just saw he played 324 games with Boca. He won absolutely everything like multiple times. Like he was insane and in terms of like titles and everything else. And he only scored 10 goals. I mean, for a right back, obviously it's a very good number. But like again, just go watch the highlights. It's like 10 of the best goals you've ever seen. Like
I'm
it's insane.
gonna.
Yeah.
I was in the stadium that day that he scored the goal against Banfield.
Oh, like first post out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember because we were very close to somebody on that. I don't know if it was Gimnasia or what team. Uh, those things that you listen in the stadium and they just stay in your head.
Yeah.
A very, very old guy, we're leaving the stadium. He's like, you know what? Now after that goal, we're gonna be champions. I guarantee you, we're gonna be champions. Like he said it to his son, and I was next
Yeah.
to him,
Yeah.
and
It's
that
just
stayed in my
amazing.
head because we actually won the tournament after he said
Yeah.
that. So I remember that goal. The stadium collapsed when he scored.
Yeah.
Great player. I miss him.
Yeah. No, he was awesome. So yeah, yeah, just we would recommend the people. He won 15 titles with Boca jersey, so like just one of the best ever. So let's move on to the next one. Let's see, I have it right here. Actually, let me. What do we have? So okay, so favorite Boca player, I think we kind of covered that. Like just out of like the obviously we've had a lot of legends. Is there like one particular one that like you just uh that you want to highlight? I have one more guy that I want to highlight. So go ahead.
Like random player, or like
No, no,
favorite
no.
Boca
Just like
player.
just among like probably your favorite players, like
I
Boca
mean,
players. We have a lot to
for
pick from.
me, Roman is up top. Always
Okay.
will be.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what he does. As president, he's always will be my number one, and I will never change that. I don't care what happens in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah. It's probably
But with
impossible.
besides Riquelme, for me, Guillermo. Guillermo
Yeah. Yes.
was my man.
It it
Yeah,
was it was so magical because like he would play his best games against River, like every time. Like
and
when
they
like
hated him so much.
yeah, and they hated him even more. And like he would just kind of like, there's this one game I think we're like losing 2-0 at home and they're just like killing us. And he just like creates like a penalty out of nowhere, which is I think with VAR today would probably not be a penalty. And like he would always do something. And like just he was such a magical player. He was really fast early on and he was a really good dribbler. He like slowed down eventually, but he started scoring a little more. And like just the adaptability of like in 2001 after Palermo leaves, and him playing with Delgado, which is weird because like they're like the same kind of like they don't play the same, but they play the same position. And they played them both and basically like hey guys, now you gotta make up for Palermo's goals that are gone.
Yeah,
And they did. Like, and they both scored a shit ton of goals, and we won Copa
and the
Libertadores with no
one,
number 9.
yeah, with
It's
number nine, yeah. I mean, Guillermo was outstanding. From the day he came to Boca in 97, 98, he was unreal, and every single Boca fan at that time, at our age, absolutely loved him. There's
yeah,
no way that, like you said, again, there was two memories I have for Guillermo. The one that you said it was a Cupuroviesa red card, and that was
yeah.
Nancy's red card.
Oh
That
yeah,
he subbed in with 5 minutes left or 10 minutes left. He created a red card. I think that he faked like an elbow from Cáceres,
yeah,
so they came another man down, and then he created the penalty. I was at the stadium that day. The stadium collapsed because I guess we
yeah,
were dead. And the other memory I remember, I wasn't at this game. River was winning 2-0. And at halftime, a River fan came to me at the bar because that's when you said that wasn't easy to watch the games. So I was in a
yeah,
bar, and the guy said he looked sad. And I was like, "Why are you sad? You guys are beating us 2-0. Well, lo Bombonera." It's
yeah.
like I don't know, man. I have a feeling that Guillermo was going to come in and score 2 goals. And he came in and scored 2 goals. I remember that
Two goals. Yeah,
Clemente gave him 2 passes. And the second goal, we all had that iconic moment where he takes his jersey
yeah,
off and goes like this. He would overperform like in finals in 2004. That that game against River where we beat them in penalties for the semifinals of the Copa Libertadores. He would make them boiled in his own kind of way, because he always seemed like a silly guy, right? Like a guy that I didn't do anything. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And then he would like talk the ear off. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and,
That
and
was
he had the
fantastic.
timing. He would like control the referees. Like he had like it was almost like a play, like a stage performance. I mean, this guy was just like more than than an athlete. I mean, he was just like bigger than the game. I mean, it was such a show to watch him, and he was so like such a fun player to watch. I mean, he was just like they couldn't catch up with him. He would have the best crosses. He scored a lot. He had obviously an incredible partnership with Palermo. And then with Delgado, and then also he's like kind of like the one that stayed, through kind of like the longest period. He played exactly, I think, 300 games. I was looking it up earlier, and just an absolute joy.
He
And
was
I
the
also
one
I
that
also miss him.
showed my generation what is truly love for a club, I think.
Yeah,
Because while everybody was going to Europe to shitty teams, because that's the truth,
yeah,
he always said, or Boca or Real Madrid / Bayern Munich.
yeah,
If I'm going to Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, I'm staying at Boca. There's no other team
yeah,
that's going to give me the joy that I have. This I will stay here. If I go to Europe, only those two teams. Even his brother went to Villarreal, Palermo went to
yeah,
Villarreal. Everybody left him. He stayed. And the good thing that in the end, he wasn't what the players right now are. Like he knew that he was not fit to play for Boca. He
yeah,
asked to be put in the reserves. He didn't complain when Palacio came in and
yeah,
replaced him. He knew his job at the club. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I'm out. And then he found a job in the MLS, and he said, all right, time to go. And I remember that game when he said goodbye. The whole stadium was like, dude, we wish he could stay.
yeah.
And it made me very happy when he came back as a coach. Sucks that he couldn't win the Libertadores with us. That would have been
Yeah.
outstanding his career. He would have been probably top with Riquelme,
I,
but the
I was gonna
best.
say he would have. I absolutely think he would have. He would
Yeah,
have risen to
uh,
that Palermo Riquelme, like
yeah, 100%.
yeah, yeah,
I don't like to pick. Obviously, I picked Riquelme for of
yeah.
the way Riquelme played, but Palermo is up there with Riquelme.
He was magical.
Um,
Just
so
so
yeah, Guillermo
yeah.
was top notch.
I think, let me see if I can find the question, but so like, do you have a favorite jersey? So Kyle O actually asked this question. Obviously there's too many, but like if you want to just like point out a couple that you really like, and I'm sure you have them all. So, but just what comes to mind when you think of like favorite Boca jerseys?
2000
Okay.
by far.
Yeah.
By far the most beautiful jersey I've seen. Just the pre, the during, and the after that jersey. The pre, what happened? Boca was playing against River in the summer. We played the first half with a 99 jersey, and the second half, Boca came out with a new jersey, the 2000 jersey, which
Yeah.
is like the blue, yellow, and blue, like
Yeah.
bright blue, super what they call now aesthetic jersey.
Yeah.
The lines were perfect, the Quilmes was perfect,
Yeah.
the Ceneice behind it was perfect, the colors of the numbers were perfect, and we played with that jersey against River in the summer. I don't remember if we won or we tied. It's a summer game, but that
Yeah.
shock, that cultural shock, people were like, "What do you mean Boca played one half with one jersey and then the second half they
Yeah.
came out that
I
jersey?"
don't remember another team doing it. I mean, they should do it
No,
more often. I mean,
never.
it's great.
Yeah, and after that, we won everything with that jersey.
Yeah.
So if I think all my favorite players are with that jersey, the only thing that I regret is not buying the away jersey, the yellow, blue, yellow. I
Yeah.
have the 2000 jersey here in my house
Yeah.
when I was, because I was 10, 11 years old at that time. I have that jersey, which is this big when I was 10. I still have it. Hopefully I'm going to try to, keep it for my kid,
Yeah.
but that jersey for me is everything. Then for me, 2003, it's beautiful. And then I really, really like 2007.
Okay. That's some good ones. Yeah, the ones that I like, I mean, obviously, I think there's kind of like a difference between, I mean, there's some like 2000 is both amazingly beautiful and also just really significant in history. A lot of the ones that I like are more like I'm a little more into like backup like alternate jerseys. So for example, obviously the one you're wearing right now, it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. We had one in like 2020/2021. It's a white with like the kind of like yellow in the shape of La Bombonera with some like blue stuff. Absolutely love that. I have this thing for like it's like the 1997-98 Copa Mercosur. There's like three jerseys. There's like an all yellow, like, or more like almost like gold, with like some like lines. There's a
Right.
blue with like white lines, and then there's like a white with like gold and kind of blue lines, like horizontal lines. Like those three, like go look them up. They're absolutely beautiful. I need to buy some, even some just like knockoffs or something. I need to have some of those. The one 2014, there's a very clean one with like a darker blue with BBVA in the chest. Just really like clean, beautiful jersey. And then I like a lot of the stuff that Adidas has made for Boca since they came back in the club in 2020, whenever that was. Like most of them are amazing. This one is one of my kind of like my least favorite. This is like 2023 Copa Libertadores final one. I don't look the bets on, honestly. Like I bought it for Valentin Marco. But like a lot of the stuff, the one inspired of on the 1981 Maradona jersey was awesome. The one where
I
we
have that one too. That's
yeah,
fantastic too.
yeah, the season where we didn't have a sponsor, I bought that one with the little like neck thing. Beautiful. There's just so many to pick, man. But like, yeah, we've some of those. But yeah, like the ones you named are absolutely iconic. Like all
Yeah,
of them.
I love
So
those. I have my collection here, Boca jerseys. I actually bought, like I showed you before we started, 5 more jerseys that I bought, maybe for
yeah,
another
I know.
episode.
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah. My wife tells me, why you need more jerseys? Like, I don't know.
I need them all. Gotta have them
I
all.
don't, but it's just gonna keep happening.
Yeah. For
Uh,
sure. All right, let's move on. Let's kind of maybe like pick up the pace. There's a question here from Ant. It's a topic that we've discussed a while, but it's like he basically he's asking us if we think that Riquelme would walk away from the presidency. I can just say really fast, I don't think he will. He has walked away from things before, like he walked away from the national team twice, and he left Boca a few times, as well, and like, or at least once, and then he retired. I just don't think he would this time. So we're just hoping that he listens a little more to the fans and changes some things. But I don't know. Do you see him leaving before
no.
the end of 2027? Yeah, no, me. So we're stuck with him for better or worse. Hopefully for better. I mean, there's time to turn things around. Obviously, 2025 has been awful, but there's
Also,
still.
I'm a believer that we should respect what people voted.
Yeah, no, yeah. I
So
mean, I just kind of wish it went hand in hand with like him respecting, the people that voted for him and listening a little more. But I agree with like the fundamental idea of democracy, and he was picked to be there until the end of 2027 at least. And like, and also like there's also a level of accountability, right? Like, dude, own it.
right.
Like you
Yeah,
gotta be there to 27, so fix it, you know?
yeah,
Uh, and also, and if you fix it, you get to stay probably for a long time. So
right.
just
Yeah, yeah.
so so hopefully he will. Um, let's see. What else do we have? Okay, so one more, and this one I really liked because it is something I talk about a lot. It's like someone asked us if we think it's Andre Spruill. I don't want to. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, but he's saying because of the bleak situation of the club, if we think that we should emphasize playing more of the academy kids. And I have a very long answer, but I'll try to keep it short. But you go first.
So that question is more for you. I used to watch the reserves a lot, for like 2 years ago, and then just work got in the way.
Oh,
Stopped
it's
watching it because they do play in random times during the week. Back in the
yeah.
day, I could have my TV right there and I could watch it. So I stopped watching them. So I think that question is more for you. I listen more
Okay.
about what you had to say on the group all the time about the
Okay.
players. You know more than me, to be honest. I know nothing at this
Okay.
moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think philosophically we should. One point I was making, and I think I made it to you guys, and also like on Twitter and everything, is that like the history of Boca, at least the history I've seen, let's say like late '90s through here, we've always had academy players, and it didn't have to be like stars. They were just like good backups that would just come in randomly, like help out for a couple of years, and then just move on. And like no one ever heard from them again. But like there's just so many of those, and like I feel like right now we barely have any academy players in the whole roster. Boca has like a 30-man roster with like only like Delgado and Di Lollo and Ceballos are the only ones that even have a shot at like even being called up to the games. So it's like I feel like we need to go back to just having like fewer of those kind of like veterans that are just kind of there cashing a check, and more young kids, because like I won't gaslight anyone. I'm not gonna say that we have a Valentin Barco or like an Eki Fernandez like waiting in the wings, because if we did, they would probably be playing right now. But we have a lot of talented players in a lot of like positions of need. Like, we have this kid called Santiago Sampiri. He's a left back, and he's really good with the ball. He's really good with free kicks. You were talking earlier about having a lefty like that can like do free kicks and corner kicks. This guy's amazing at that. I would like him to get a shot. He's born in 2007, so he's 18 years old. So like I think he would be a pretty decent backup to Lautaro Blanco. There's Santiago Dalmaso has already played a little. He's already 21 years old, but he's a good like right midfielder. He scores a lot. He has a knack for scoring. Like it's so, and we don't score a lot these days. So like I think he should get a shot at least like here and there. I'm like there's this guy Valentino Simoni. He's also 21. He's a number 9. It's harder for him because you have Cavani, you have Merentiel, you have Jimenez. He's buried behind, and he's probably not gonna get a shot. Should he get a shot? I mean, has he probably done more than
The
Jimenez and
thing,
Cavani? Probably.
yeah, the thing with that, Rodri, that you pointed out very well, that they don't have to be superstars, right? So if you
Yeah.
look at our recent history, let's say the last 5 years since Riquelme took over, so there's a few players that they were not big stars, but they did provide solid value to the roster. Right now we have a roster with players that are not performing. None of them are performing. You cannot name one player that's going to be like, this guy actually is doing good.
Yeah.
None of them are performing. But if you look back, you have, comes to my mind, Vasquez had a few games that he
Yeah.
scored, then he disappeared. Langoni had a few
Yeah.
games that he scored, won as a championship because he did won as a championship because he only played
He
6
did.
good games, but he
He
scored
did.
every single game,
Yeah.
and he's gone. Then you had, you know, okay, you have Varela, you have
Yeah.
Almendra, you have
Yeah.
Barco. Those
Medina,
Medina, those are
Anselmino.
not outside. Take out Barco, which has like national
Yeah.
team potential. All the rest are very eh.
Yeah.
But they came in. Even El Chelo Wagan, that for
Or
me
like
is one of the
Sandes,
worst. Or
right?
Sandes,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
But again, Chelo Wagan, that I just said, is one of the probably the worst number 4s I've seen. But he
Yeah.
came, he performed well 5, 6 games, and then he was going to Inter Miami.
Yeah.
But he gave us that opportunity. He scored a few goals in Copa Libertadores, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
So, yeah, like someone like Valentini, like we've had like Javier Saralegui played a little
Valentini,
bit, and like
Saralegui, yes.
they
We
helped
had
out.
options. Yeah, yeah. So it's interesting how there has to be something weird happening that none of the youngers are playing. I don't want to get into that because I have no information on what's going
I
on in the
just
club. But yeah, they should be playing at least
yeah.
3 or 4.
And yeah, and I understand that obviously it's easier to play the kids when when you're playing 2 or 3 tournaments at a time. When you're doing like domestic league and the Libertadores and Copa Argentina, and you're playing like Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday. Like you need to rotate and play some of those guys. And right now we're down to one competition, and we have a really really long roster unnecessarily. I think it's even too long, even for 3 competitions, because we have guys like Hanson and Martegani. Like those guys don't even play when we rotate, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully, we'll play Libertadores next year or Sudamericana. Probably more Libertad, but that's like 6 more group games. We'll have Copa Argentina, and hopefully at the end of the year, like enough contracts run out, like Romero, and Javier Garcia, and Lema, and Rojo, Fabra, and and the other thing we have to do, and it's just we have to stop buying middling players. Like let's stop buying Malcolm Braida. He's worthless. Like why do we need Braida? We don't need Braida. He hasn't played. He sucks. He hasn't sucked, but he just
Martegani.
Yeah.
A bunch of those.
He just
They're
doesn't move
middle. Sorry, they're terrible players.
Yeah, and also just I would even throw Saracchi in that bag, and just it adds up because you pay 2 million here, 1.8 there, 3.2, and it's like suddenly you spend like 10-15 million dollars on like just guys that just won't help you, and like and just I boil it down to this, and with this I'll finish this. Like we know that Martegani, Hanson, all those guys, they won't help you. They've had enough games, and we've seen them in action, and they will not help you. Do we know if the kid's going to help you? No, but we don't know that he's not going to help you. So might as well just play the kids. It's like it's a very simple concept to me. Just try the new thing, and who knows, maybe it works. So my answer is yes. We should play more the academy kids. They're obviously way behind in the depth chart right now because we just have too many useless players. But hopefully Russo or Erron or whoever's next.
Doesn't take much. It takes only 3 to 4 players.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, you play them a little bit, they give you something different. Maybe Boca always done that. You always had some young kids that were not fantastic. They never did anything, but they were there. I mean, and you never know. Maybe they could be average that play very good for Boca. Yeah. Like one of the best players that Boca had, I think, in the last 25 years, that he was very mid, but performed very well at the time, was El Pampacalo.
Yeah.
Very mid. He would go play in another tournament, another team, he would suck. But every time he put the Boca jersey on, he would perform, he would score, he would assist. He would never make the national team. He would never make it anywhere else. But he performed with us, and he was comfortable with the situation. And maybe you have one of those in the reserves or in the academy. But if you're not playing them, they can never do anything.
Yeah, and unfortunately, fans are like, oh, like they're not playing them because they all suck, and they don't suck. Trust me, I watch them. Like again, they don't need to be stars. Like and there's some that I think have a lot of potential. I know fans got to see Camilo Rey Dominic a little bit. I think he's really damn good, and he's had too many injuries that have slowed him down. But I think he's special. And then there's this kid Leonel Flores. He's a striker. He led the reserves in scoring. Last tournament, he led them to the semifinals, and he just had an injury, and he's now coming back again. But like he's 18, so just give him a shot, man. He plays on the wing. He plays as a number 9. He scores. Just give him a shot. What's the worst thing that can happen? He sucks. Well, so does everyone else. So it's not right. No one's gonna blame.
Now's the time, right?
Yeah. So no one's gonna blame him if he can't perform. So yeah. So and let's just let's go to like the last. Actually, there's 2 more questions. Bedran Dedic, he asked if you have any Boca or Argentina tattoos. I don't have any tattoos at all, so like I can't help. Do you have any tattoos? No, not yet.
No, not at the tour guide, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any, but like, I don't rule it out. Maybe one day. Maybe when we win the 7th Libertadores, it'll be a
no. I just feel like I don't know. I just don't feel like the tools are for me. I just don't feel like putting anything on my skin. I don't need to show. I don't know. I don't want to say anything to offend anybody.
No. It's like it's personal to each. I just like the idea of just marking a really special occasion, maybe like a date or something. Just I don't know. I don't rule it out on my end, but I understand that people don't, and I understand that people that do too many tattoos. Just to each their own. And like a last question from who was it? Oh yeah, Ant also asked if you follow or have a soft spot for another football team worldwide.
I always get these questions by other Latinos, right? By other Americans. They're like, all right, yeah, you follow Boca in Argentina. Obviously, that's your team, but who you follow in Europe? Like, who do you support in Europe? Even my wife's Colombian, so all her family, they root for European teams.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, Facundo, who you support in Europe? I'm like, no one. I like Boca. I love
Yeah.
Boca. That's my team. I'm not a support. However, I do support a team that has an ex-Boca player. For example, I used to follow West Ham, where Tevez was playing for
Yeah.
them. I used to follow Manchester United when Tevez was playing for
Yeah.
them. Then we had to follow Manchester City because I'm not
Yeah,
playing
to switch.
Tevez
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
So I do follow Boca players, right? So for
Okay.
example, if Porto's playing, I will watch because of Varela. If Barco plays, I'll watch him because of him.
Yeah.
Paredes, I will watch him when he was in PSG and in Roma. For me to stop what I'm doing to sit down and watch a European team, no. However, I do watch every single Champions League game. I just sit down and enjoy it. I
Yeah.
like enjoying football. It's nice to enjoy without supporting a team,
Yeah.
right? So no, I do not support any other team. I will never support any other team. I
Okay.
will just always support Boca first and then Argentina, obviously.
Okay. For me, the next closest thing, and obviously way behind Boca, is FC Barcelona. I've liked them since I was a kid, since like the late '90s with Rivaldo and Kluivert and those teams that like didn't win anything. I was super excited when Riquelme went, and then I was super disappointed when it didn't work because Luis Van Gaal is a fucking idiot. You know. So I've always liked them. I don't know. It's definitely not the colors because I absolutely hate San Lorenzo. So I
Sure.
don't know why. But it's just I just always liked them, and I was able to go to Camp Nou in 2018, 2017. It was a pretty special just experience. And I own a couple of jerseys from Barcelona, and I don't watch every game, especially like the league games. Like in the Champions League, I try to watch them, but like again, it's usually in the middle of the workday for me as well. But I've been to a stadium. I've been to a couple of games for them, and I prefer them very much over Real Madrid. And then there's other teams that like just kind of like in rivalries. I usually support one over the other. Like I like Inter over Milan. I like Dortmund over Bayern, probably because I hate
100%.
Bayern. Yeah. So,
Every Boca fan has a soft spot for Inter. Every Boca fan has a soft spot for Borussia Dortmund. In Spain, I don't know, to be honest.
yeah, I don't think it makes a difference. But yeah, just Barcelona, and obviously, like I followed very closely when Guardiola was there this season. But I'm more kind of like a front runner. Like if they're having a good season and they're playing well, I'll watch one of their games. And if they're not, like fuck them. I don't
Don't
like.
care.
I don't need to watch when like Xavi is there. Like no, it's just. But like this season, I did watch a few more games, and it was exciting because it was high quality. So but again, I don't. If they lose, I give a fuck. So
Yeah, exactly.
I,
You wouldn't bet, you wouldn't fight for
oh
them.
no,
Like I would kill somebody, for Boca,
yeah,
obviously. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird because Argentinians, I feel like most Argentinians, at least our generation, I don't know how the Gen Zs are right now, but our generation and above us, it was always Argentina, Argentina, Argentina.
yeah, yeah.
We
I mean,
didn't look into European teams, like because also we have access to it, right? I
yeah,
remember that we had some little access of the Premier League growing up, but they was probably like what 2 games every weekend. You didn't even pick the games,
yeah.
so yeah, it was always Boca.
Yeah, and I also did what you said about kind of following players. I remember in the late '90s following Fiorentina when Batistuta was there. I made it a point to like and again they didn't show every game, so you would just kind of had to get lucky on Saturdays or something, and that they would just happen to show like his games. But that was really exciting when they went to Champions League, and I think they made the quarterfinals or something. That was exciting. I did make a point to watch at least like the Champions League finals, like most of them in the late '90s and going forward. But like yeah, just no rooting interest, just kind of watching it, and then obviously it became a lot easier and a lot more common to watch.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, again, nothing else. I don't
Yeah,
remember
we
getting
got
excited watching other teams, but yeah. So I think we got all the questions, right?
yeah we got
That
them
was fun.
all.
was a lot of fun, to be honest. We should do more of this.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Uh,
It just going down memory lane. There's so much like Boca glory to remember,
yeah, man.
and we were just in the middle of it, man. Like we got such a good era at
You
kind
know
of like
what's
the right
funny?
age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the right age growing up. That's why, you know, the Kevin's fair play because that's probably like all I knew when I grew up.
yeah,
Because we start, you and I, we start actually feeling the love for Boca probably 96, 97.
something like that. 97 for me. Yeah,
When you start actually remember games. And that's it. I mean, we saw probably like 1 or 2 games from Maradona, and then he retired, and then it was Riquelme all until a bunch of years ago, like 10 years ago.
yeah,
Um, yeah, but coming back to the current situation, I know that my generation, our generation, pretty upset probably. I'm not used to Boca being like
yeah,
this. Every Sunday growing up, every time Boca won, my dad would tell me, "Hey, Facundo, just letting back in the day, Boca wasn't like this. You're getting lucky. It's a
yeah,
golden generation." I mean, and even my dad, I mean, he won 2 Libertadores and one, World Cup with Boca,
yeah,
but he did live through those dark 80s and 90 years when
yeah,
Boca was very, very bad financially. So he kind of prepared me mentally and psychologically that, hey, don't get used to this because Argentinian league is very weird. I mean, um, Boca is never at the top. It's not like Barcelona, Real Madrid, or those teams in Europe that it's always like
yeah,
1 or 2 teams competing. The Argentinian league, I mean, you have out of the 5 best teams, 4 of them got relegated. Like
yeah,
in Europe, that doesn't happen. So right now the presentation sucks, right? The other day, one of our friends, he's from Venezuela. He's like, "Hey, you haven't talked about Boca much, or we haven't watched a game much." I was like, "Yeah,
yeah,
dude, it's been like 11 games and we haven't won."
yeah,
So it's like, wow, that never happened. So I said, no, it doesn't, but it could happen in Argentina League. Like, again, a few years ago, Independiente got relegated, San Lorenzo got relegated, River got relegated. So it could happen. We're not saying that we're going to get relegated, but it's going to be bad times. I do think that we're close to the end. I think that something is going to click eventually and we're going to rebuild and be reborn like the Phoenix,
yeah.
from our ashes. Um, but yeah, I mean, stuff. To everybody listening, stay with us. Don't leave us. Don't
Yeah.
change teams. I know you guys won't, but we got to keep following this team because it's the best thing that is ever going to happen to you. You
Yeah.
saw in the Club World Cup, and you're going to see in the future. I promise you, we're going to be closer to the Libertadores than we ever thought.
Yeah, and my last thought is I like just like you, I had no priors. So when I got to see like all the glory eras, like 98 through that decade, 98 through 2007, I had nothing to compare it to. Like it was all I knew. And obviously I celebrated. Obviously I was happy. And I knew that it wasn't gonna always be like that. But like you don't have anything to compare. I mean, I saw a little bit of 97 where like, we were second to River, or we had like this tournament where we finished like mid-table, but like I hadn't seen any heartbreak. So now, also I'm just like, I'm older and I've seen more. Like I just feel like the next one, the seventh in Libertadores, is gonna be the best thing ever. Like, like these are the times where you just kind of like you kind of like build up mentally and you gain an appreciation. And when the next time comes, it's almost like kind of like the Argentina World Cup, right? I was like born in 88. That was 2 years after like the last World Cup. So I'd never seen Argentina win pretty much anything. Even like Copa America in 2021 was like the first like major title, after losing so many finals. So like just
Oh,
even that first Copa America in 2021, it was crazy for me. And then like, just win the World Cup, it was so much more special because it's just like after years of anguish and losing finals. And now we've lost so many Copa Libertadores finals. The next time that when we break through, it's gonna be fucking awesome, dude. Like it's just gonna be the best thing. I just feel like the country is just kind of like they've been holding on, and it's just people are gonna let loose, and it's gonna be an explosion of joy,
yeah, the
when
country's
it
not
happens.
ready. I think the country's not ready, to be honest. It's sad because in 2023 we almost had it.
Yeah.
I'm not very upset that we lost our final because, in my opinion, I'm going to be weird. I don't think we deserved it, to be honest. I just think that they missed a huge chance because once you get to a final, you don't have to care how you got there.
Yeah.
You had to win it, right? So that's sad. It reminds me of 2014, right? Of the Argentina national team.
Yeah.
Like that team made the final. They didn't deserve to win the final.
Yeah, it's an underdog, not
But
expected
you,
to be there, but you
but
made
you
it.
had to win that game. You had to win against Germany.
Yeah.
Boca had to win against Fluminense. It's gonna hurt a lot. But history says that Boca makes a Copa Libertadores final every 5 years.
I know.
So
Yeah.
let's hold on to that. So in the next 3 years, we might be in the final again. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
And honestly, it really doesn't take much for Boca to make a final. Like
No.
we just need like a little luck and a little like just a couple right moves, and we're right back in it. So that's why, just like I'm not losing it. I'm not losing any hope. I know that we'll be back and we'll be back soon.
Yeah. So with that being said, announcement, Rodri.
Yeah, no, I just want to let people know that I'll be gone for a couple of weeks. I'm going on vacation. I'll be in Europe for a couple of weeks, and so I'm probably just with the time difference and everything else, we won't be able to record. But I'll be back before the Banfield game. So right after that game is on the 24th. So maybe like I don't know, Monday 25, Tuesday 26, some one of those days we'll record and we'll be back and we'll have a lot to talk about and hopefully some good stuff to talk about. So yeah, just want to give people a heads up about that.
Let's get 7 points out of 9.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Well, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast like we did. I think it was a lot of fun.
It was great.
I think it was a little bit long, so sorry for that. But I think it was a lot of fun. So keep sending us questions so we can actually do stuff like this all the time. Just switch it up a little bit and take it from there.
Yeah.
But with that being said, thanks everybody, and until next time.
Bye, guys.